Okay, let's try this out. How we doing? This is on the Gerber Gryllis Ultimate knife. I think it's a pretty decent knife so far. It comes with the sheath, which has the Bear Gryllis survival guide, has a belt strap, has a cross strap if you want to mount it sideways on your belt, has a Velcro closure to keep the handle from dangling. I don't really use mine. I watched a YouTube video and the guy shows that there's steel inside this sheath. So when you put your knife in, you want to put the back against the edge and push it in. You don't want to push the front up and then slide it in. It'll dull your blade. Has fire starter, which I just went to Gerber website. You can buy these fire starters, which are pretty stiff in there. You don't have to really worry about it falling out till it gets really worn in. But these fire starters are $5 a piece on the Gerber website, gerber.com. And they'll charge you $10 for the first one, but you could buy like 3, so you got $15 worth for 3, and then they charge you $5 on top of that. There might be shipping and handling on top of that as well, but I would buy 3 just to get that discount price. Otherwise it's $10 just for one. This whole sheath unbuckles with Velcro if you want to take it out and just have the hard plastic sheath. Which there's also a knife sharpener on the back of this. As I've also heard, you can't get fully to the blade edge because of the way the sharpener, the way the pommel is. It actually will hit the side, but you get pretty darn close. They've made cutouts. I guess maybe they've adjusted that. So I mean, you can't get to the edge of the blade, but you can get pretty darn close to where it really doesn't matter. I mean, that last little bit isn't even sharpened from what I'm feeling. Alright, so once again, slide the knife back so you don't hit the steel on that blade or on the inserts, the liners. Hopefully this is recording. This is my first time doing it with this tripod, and I don't have a cameraman, so it's what it is. Push your thumb on here, give a little push, it unlocks the knife really easily. Knife is secure in the sheath, it won't fall out, most likely. You'd have to be doing something kind of weird. There is a spot on the back of this knife for the fire starter. There's also a little flame emblem over here, which shows you when you're holding the knife where to hold it, so because you can't see the little cutout on the back of the knife to use the fire starter, so you have to go by the emblem, and that'll center you so you're not using the finished portion of the knife, you're using the ground down portion of the knife that's made for the fire starter. I got the straight edge blade, and I got it with the Gerber's Amazon's $10 off. $50 purchase, so I paid about $27 for this knife. It was $33, and then I bought this and the Gerber suspension, and got it for about 27 bucks is what my math works out to be. And it's got Bear Gryllis logos all over it, but I think it's cool. I like the orange and gray. I like the pommel with their hammerhead version over here, and I've seen this on other videos where they've broken slate and used it to hammer stuff, and it stands up. So I'm kind of excited to use this knife for camping. It's got holes in it, so you can tie it to a stick or a tree branch and make a spear out of it. It's got the lanyard hole with the whistle, so you're able to have that in the woods if you needed for, you got hurt and you saw somebody but you couldn't yell loud enough or whatever the reason, you have the whistle. Plus it's just fun to have a whistle. Okay, so overall this is just a quick review on an untested knife by me but tested by many on YouTube, which is what sold it to me, was that this is hopefully going to be a good long-term knife for a cheap price. That's actually decent quality. I was going to go with the Ultimate Pro, But after seeing the YouTube videos on this knife, I said, why spend an extra $33 for something that I'm only going to use a couple times in my life out of the house? And it's just not worth it. I'm not planning on living in the bush. I just plan on going fishing, maybe camping for a weekend where the car's like 20 feet away. You know, I'm not going into the wilderness. I do live in Minnesota, though. I don't do that anymore, that kind of stuff. Alright, hope this review shows off the knife a little bit and helps people to get an idea. Oh, it came dull as can be. Super dull. I ran it through my workshop sander or grinder. It's belt-driven sharpener, and I got it off Amazon for like 50-60 bucks, and I ran it through once on the right side and it made it super sharp, so I stopped at that. The less I have to do to keep a sharp blade, the less it's going to get worn down, and once you start on one side and you do the other side, then the other side needs some work, and you wind up doing this back and forth thing till no avail, till you have it perfect. And this the workshop sharpener really does a lot quick, so it doesn't take a lot of work to do it. What I did notice is I tried their sharpener and I must have had the wrong angle because I scratched off some of the finish over here. So I'm not very good with the whetstones and the diamond sharpeners. I just like my belt-driven sharpener. I think it's the quickest, easiest way, and so far it sharpens a knife in like 30 seconds to a minute. I mean, how much easier can that be? So, but check out the Bear Gryllis knife. Fits in your hand really well, super grippy, rubber handles, hard plastic, jibbing, super thick knife. I mean, this has to, I don't know measurements and weights. This is a light knife, but I mean, this is a super thick knife, absolutely no wobble, I mean, at all. It's, I hear this isn't full tang, but there is something that goes through that connects it to the pommel hammer part. So it's welded or something, and so it isn't full tang, but it is connected all the way through to the back of the knife. And I've heard rumors about these breaking. You got to be beaten on a knife pretty hard to break it in the first place, unless it is just junk. And I've seen the tests with this knife, batoning, splitting logs, and this knife has stood up to some pretty serious stuff and not broken. So if you're breaking these knives, I mean, you really have to be doing something to them, standing on them or something. So my squirrel's here getting bread from his bowl. Alright, well, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you like it, subscribe. Check out my other knife videos. If you have any questions, feel free to leave questions or comments. I will get back to you. I could look up stuff, item numbers, model numbers, prices. GearBest I'm having trouble with. I just purchased $60 worth of stuff from them, and they're taking forever to ship. They send me emails every day saying they shipped. They're like 10 emails in the same day saying the item's shipped, and they've been doing this for almost 3 weeks now. They've sent me about 65 emails saying the item's shipped, and they'll send like 10 a day of the same exact thing. So I don't know if I'm going to be shopping from GearBest in the future. Despite their good prices, they just seem to be really flaky as a company. Alright, enjoy the videos, and feel free to like and subscribe. It helps me and the channel. Have a good day. Bye now. Gerber.